From Brooke High School, WTRF proudly presents Ohio Valley Tonite with Nathan Marshall. Tonight's guest.
Welcome to the final episode of Season 2 of Ohio Valley Tonite with Nathan Marshall. And tonight we are joined by professional musician Jim Avett. Thank you for coming, Jim. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you for having me.
And Jim, you're a talented musician yourself, but you have another talent, which I want to talk about right now. And that is a talent that puts you on the same plane as Archie Manning and Joe Jackson and Martin Sheen. I know this is not great company,
Tall cotton.
but
Tall cotton, yeah.
Exactly, but I can only put this in a biblical way, I guess. But it's the talent of the fruit of your loins, so to speak. What I mean by that is your sons, Scott and Seth, the Avett brothers, are famous musicians, world-renowned, I guess. I was just curious, in your opinion, what is harder, being a professional musician yourself, or is it raising or being a parent to professional musicians?
I appreciate your supportive words. I appreciate your kind words, both about me and the boys. And I'm sure that I will probably be remembered for being the daddy of the Avett brothers. Although I've done some other things in my life
yes,
that are worthwhile, but we don't see. We don't see them being professional musicians as a burden in anything other than we don't see them enough. They're gone a lot now, and I know that it's becoming a burden on them.
Yeah.
I know when they get on the tour bus, when they look back at their homes, they'd rather be sticking around the house. But I think the good part of this is that they're doing something that they like to do, and 98% of the people cannot say that.
Yeah.
98% of the people don't like the jobs they're in. They may be underpaid, they may be overworked, they may be a lot of things. I don't think that the Avett brothers could ask for a better job. I think that they really enjoy what they're doing. The fact is that we don't see them enough. That will come and go. That'll come and go.
Yeah, and as a parent, that's all you can ask for is that your kids love what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
and that they're
yeah.
happy, I guess.
You spend your time raising children to get them out of the nest and watch them fly.
Yeah.
And we're watching them fly now.
There's a man who one time wrote a quote about children. He said, it's like taking your heart out of your chest and letting it walk around the world. And I think that sums it up better than anything.
Stand back and watch what you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, you're doing a good job, I think.
I appreciate that.
Leaving Knoxville town this evening before the sun goes down. Got some bad memories of you, gonna leave them on this ground. Like the town and the people fine, there's some things I'm going to miss. But of the 100 reasons to go, you're at the top of my list.
But like you, of course, you're a musician, and your lyrics are amazing. And your sons are also brilliant lyricists. And they wrote a song one time called Murder in the City. And if you've never heard of this, Ohio Valley, you need to check it out. They wrote, "A tear fell from my father's eye. I wondered what my dad would say. He said, I love you, and I'm proud of you both in so many different ways." And so I was curious, what are you most proud of your sons for?
Becoming adults. They each have good things and bad things. And I think that according to that song, that's true. Yeah. I remember the incident. One of the children thought that he got into a lot more trouble than the others, and probably so.
Is it the younger one or older one?
No, Scott. But you expect this. This is what kids do for a living. They get into trouble. As long as it's not long-term trouble, as long as it doesn't threaten their life, these things are going to happen. Yes, I think that you love your children at different rates at different times. I think that at certain times children need more love. They need more concern than other times. Sometimes they need everything that you got and more so.
Yeah.
But when he was writing the song, I didn't care too much about it because I really didn't like the name of it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the idea that it could be that could happen to one of our children. But it is a topic that you have to address if you're going to be a touring musician. You have to consider when you come off the farm, all things are dangerous. You don't understand big cities. You don't understand what they can do to you. Big cities don't have a corner by any means. Don't have a corner on danger or bad people. It's just that you sometimes fear it a little bit more because it's an unknown type thing. It was my job to tell them what was going to happen if they did certain things. If you speed, you're probably going to get a ticket. You're probably going to have to work to pay for this ticket. You may get your license taken away. I didn't make the rules.
Yeah.
We have to live with the rules. And that is what that line is about more than anything else.
Leaving Knoxville town this evening, it's past time to say goodbye. Although the words I speak are lonely and sad, ain't nobody left here to cry. Ain't nobody left here to cry.
One of the things I talk to my students about as a teacher is knocking down life's dominoes, so to speak, is there's things in life we have to do to get to bigger things. And every day coming to school, going out and doing things, that's knocking down small things to get to the bigger picture. And I think that's one of the cool things about you and your music is that you were a professional musician and then you became a family man, you became a welder, you became a bridge builder, a farmer, the father of famous musicians, and then yourself a musician again. And I was just curious, was there ever a time when you were just like, what's it all worth? Why am I doing all this? And if so, how did you overcome that?
I don't think that I ever said I would give up music. I think that my wife would tell you that every day at our house there's music.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, Susie and I will have been married 43 years.
Congratulations.
Don't
awesome.
Congratulate me, congratulate her. She has done
Congratulations, Susie.
a super job. The music for the boys, the music for our children came from my mother, who was a concert pianist. My daddy was a Methodist preacher. When my mama married my daddy, she became the church organist, which doesn't pay, but she was a great mama. And she and Dad insisted on us to be a well-rounded person, learn music. This is sort of like what you're saying, you're knocking down, taking steps, getting on the rungs of the ladder and taking one at a time. If you skip steps, you'll come back to pick that step up sooner or later. One of the reasons that the boys are as popular as they are is they didn't skip any of the steps. You cannot go to mega shows. You need to play the little places. You need to play the places that don't pay very much. I'm in the midst of playing places, all the places.
Yeah.
A lot of people, nobody. We played a place in Knoxville a couple of years ago. 3 people showed up for it. The reason that 3 people showed up for it is because nobody advertised the thing.
That's it.
I said something to Seth about it, and he said, "Daddy," he laughed. He said, "We went the first time to play in New York City.
Yeah.
They played at some Ruth's Grocery or something. It's not a grocery store. It's a music venue."
Yeah.
He said, "When we pulled up," he said, "there were hundreds of teenage girls just all squealing and carrying on." Seth looked at Scott and said, "This is going to be good. This is going to be really good." He said they pulled around to the back and started unloading their stuff. Well, the band that was playing are the people that all these people had come to see.
Yeah.
So when the band finished and they got their stuff, they left. Everybody else left. He said when they went in, there was nobody.
That's
he said
humbling,
not one person. He said he had Dane take the handheld camera,
Yeah.
and he'd pan 360 degrees all the way around, and there were nobody.
Yeah.
There was nobody. I said, "What'd you do?" He said, "We played the gig." He said, "We used it to practice. We put it on just like there was 1,000 people there."
I got no reason to take them with me. They're just trashing up my life. Hope you're happy with your new love. Hope your life works out fine. But if it don't matter to me. Moving on with mine.
If I had to describe your music, Jim, I would describe it as Hank Williams Sr. with teeth. And your song, Leaving Knoxville, which we're actually splicing clips of into this video, I think is a perfect example of that, and the audience will be able to see that. So what brings that beautiful grit, that down-to-earth simplicity to your music that's just so awesome to listen to?
If you're going to be a singer-songwriter, you need to write about what you know about. I can't write about subways in New York City. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
But I can write about losing love.
Mm-hmm.
I can write about moonlight. I can write about the love of a dog. I can write about things that I know about, and I know them very well. And I think it comes out pretty quickly when you try to write outside your realm. Let me tell you about Leaving Knoxville.
Uh-huh.
Leaving Knoxville, I had played at lunchtime a radio interview. I played that night a regular gig. When I got through, it was around 10 o'clock, and it was too late to drive home. We live about 4 hours from Knoxville. Mm-hmm. So I decided I'd go back to the motel. I'd just spend the night and get up early the next morning and drive in. So I went back to the motel, went down to the bar, and I got something to eat, and was talking to a couple of guys that were younger guys, and one of them in particular had lost his girlfriend, and he was talking about leaving town. You don't ever leave it because it's a problem. You take care of what's there first, then you can go anywhere you want to go. But if you don't take care of it then, you're going to have to take care of it later. So you don't run from anything. Let's get it fixed. I went back to the motel room, and I wrote the song in about 20 minutes. It's like I told the boys early on, if you write and it affects people's lives and if they like it, they'll come and hear it. If it doesn't, we'll do it on the front porch, and we'll just entertain ourselves, and we'll be happy with that. I think if you write about what you think people want you to write about, I think you're making a mistake. I think that you need to write about what you honestly know and honestly have a passion about. Beyond that, if you don't have a passion about it, be something else. Go find some other line of work, because you're not going to make it in this in the long run. But again, the point of being a singer-songwriter is to affect other people's lives. Yeah. And I think that by writing honest lyrics about stuff that you know about, you're going to hit some good tunes.
I will add, though, if your passion is about like leather girdles or something, just keep the music to yourself.
Yeah. Well, you throw it out there. I don't think you'll find anybody's willing to buy that.
I got my leather girdle on. Probably not going to be. That'd be something I'd
You
write.
can edit that out.
Leaving Knoxville town this evening. It's past time to say goodbye. Although the words I speak are lonely and sad, ain't nobody left here to cry. Ain't nobody left here to cry.
We have a very special student question tonight. We have it from our seniors here, our graduating seniors that have been working on Ohio Valley Tonite for 2 years. They helped start this show last year, and that is Shannon Reardon, Katie O'Connell, and Megan Salatino. I cannot say enough about these girls for all that they've done for the show and for me in getting this started. I really appreciate it, and that's just not enough, but that's all I can say about it right now. But their question is this.
You don't seem to be the stereotypical egotistical musician.
How do you stay humble
when everything around you is asking you not to be?
And that's a great question, because humility is something that you don't come by very often in a business such as music.
It's not hard to stay humble when you don't consider yourself anything special. And I don't consider myself, nor our children, anything special outside the Avett family. They may be special in in the reactions that they get. But I don't think that just because you can sing a song, that you have the right to get haughty. I don't do celebrity worship. I never have. My family doesn't do it. I don't believe in that. In the music business, when the boys were coming along, I probably shouldn't say this on TV, but having purple hair and chrome teeth will get you noticed, but it won't keep you noticed. If you don't have some lyrics and some good music behind it, they're not going to stay. They're going to look, they're going to notice you as they pass on going over to hear this other person.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't wear my chrome teeth today.
I hear you.
Again, I want to thank my guest today, Jim Avett. Thank you so much for coming in,
Thank
Jim.
you
That
so
was
much.
beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful job. And of course, if you want to learn more information about Jim or his music, you can go to
JimAvett.com.
JimAvett.com. Pretty self-explanatory. And you can download your music at iTunes, or you can even buy the CD, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're still buying CDs, you can buy that too, which is great. And for Ohio Valley Tonite, this is the end of our second season. And from everybody here until October 4th of 2012, we wish you a
Happy
happy summer.
And that is why whenever I want to, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream.
Thank you.
You want to try it again?
Yeah, I love it.